disciplinary steps were taken. The contention is that the moment the head of crime intelligence, and it didn't have to be General Khumalo, the moment the head of crime intelligence had come to understand and appreciate that this is what had happened, this having been the acting divisional commissioner at the time, with a different responsibility, internal action to which the disciplinary should have been activated.
Am I correct that that would have been the national commissioner, because who was the boss above General Lushaba at the time when you say nothing was done?
He acted for I speak under correction, but I think at the time he acted for a very short time.
Yes, but he could
for
not
a
charge himself, so
sorry,
I'm asking who is the person above him who could charge him?
But, now you ask me a question.
Is it not the national commissioner?
It should. He was acting for a very short time, yes. And from my recollection, General Khumalo comes back as the divisional commissioner. I'm just not sure where he was in that time, and I'm saying that when it had come to his attention, and this was well before General Lushaba was charged criminally, that action should have been taken.
Can I? The way that I've understood the structure, and I'll be corrected if I misunderstood it, is that General Khumalo falls under General Sibiya's. I think General Sibiya is, yes, I see my co-commissioners are nodding. So he's got a boss. According to you, this incident occurs while he's acting divisional head. So General Khumalo is not above him at that point. Somebody else in the position of either General Sibiya or whoever would have been in that position that is occupied by General Sibiya today, substantive position, would have been the person that should discipline him. When you decide to charge General Khumalo as arising from the failure to discipline, why are you not charging General Sibiya as well, or his equivalent? Not only because the incident happened under their watch, and they are the ultimate head of the division or that section, and so finally accountable for what happens. Why are you not charging that person? Why are you not arresting that person?
Again, under correction, there isn't I'll check in the charge sheet again, but I do not believe that that is what General Khumalo is charged for. That isn't a contravention that he is charged for.
Remember, you have this overall charge where you say people were placed in these positions. In fact, even in your discussion of this section of paragraph 28, the examples you make, that's why we are mentioning Lushaba so many times. You say because he was not disciplined, he is therefore beholden to General Khumalo, and so General Khumalo, him being the CFO, General Khumalo would be able to access funds through him. Now, if the charge of gratification is indeed a valid charge against any one of them, and with Lushaba you say the gratification is there was no disciplinary action taken against him, and therefore he would have to do something in turn, he must be charged. He must be charged with that offense because he received gratification. It's not just Ms. Mokwel. Whoever he's going to be doing favors for must also be charged because gratification is a two-way street. And so there must be two people charged for this. Whether it's General Khumalo, whether it's his boss, the question remains is you allege gratification, the failure to discipline. You say that is gratification to someone who is strategically placed, who will assist to loot. And I'm saying, well, are you charging anyone with this gratification? You say not General Khumalo. My question is, are you charging anybody? And if you're not charging anybody, my question remains, well, it's a PRECA offense, according to you, to loot crime intelligence funds. Why is no one charged then for that future offense that might happen, might not happen?
I have to come back to you because I've got to go through the charge. I'm not sure that no one is charged,
Okay.
or I'm not sure who is charged.
Okay.
But either way, your question, I understand it.
All right. No, so I accept. Go look it up, and then you'll come back and tell us who's being charged with this. But I want to leave it with this proposition that if no one is charged for this, no one at all, one. Two, if whoever was his superior at the time that this incident happened is not charged, and
Why not?
subsequently, why not? But also, it seems it would suggest preferential treatment, that there's no consistency in how you treat offenses. Some you charge for gratification, others you don't. That's where I'm coming from. So when you look it up, prepare that, we'll have the discussion, further discussion along those lines.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners. Chair, I know my time is not looking good at all, if at all. May I impose 5 minutes literally just to close this topic, because I move on to something else next time I start. Thank you. Now, lastly then, for our purposes today, Advocate Johnson, let's have regard to paragraphs 27 and 26 of your statement, and I take them in reverse order. At 27, you say, when one looks at all the cases referred to IDEC by Mr. Adams, they depict the capture of systems and process for private interest by the head of CI, I take it that's General Khumalo, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and other senior managers. Then you say this too is an issue you intend to testify about. At 26, before that one, you state from second line that if leave to testify is granted, I will get an opportunity to expand on the issues to which reference is made above. And I think that's the exercise we have just tried to undertake. But it's got a second leg to it. You state, I quote, state capture is a type of systemic political corruption in which private interests significantly influence a state's decision-making process to advantage or benefit of certain individuals. Now, in light of what you state, at 27, and reference to Mr. Adams's complaint, say the investigations, I'll take it the investigations, not only his complaint, depict the capture of systems and processes for private interest by General Khumalo and other senior managers. I would like you, in 5 minutes, literally, if you can, to explain to the commissioners that capture, the capture of systems and processes for his own private interests by General Khumalo, and relate it to the question of state capture that you reference at your paragraph 26, explaining what relevance that has to the terms of this commission. In 5 minutes, if you can, however briefly you are able to. Thank you.
So having had the discussion we have had in terms of the preceding paragraphs about appointments, suitability of appointments, the placement of individuals, and what that placement would have done is what these paragraphs allude to. But when you go back to the discussion we have had about the policies and the prescripts, it becomes clear that the persons that we thought had been put in certain positions for certain purposes, leaving out the gratification portion, which one must still look at, then that in fact is then not the case.
Then let's look at 27. What about the capture of system and processes for private interest by General Khumalo, does that remain? Is there evidence that General Khumalo has captured systems and processes for private interest?
That would fall away in terms of the discussion we've had, because a lot of it, in the main, revolved around, and I hate to do this, Commissioner Khumalo, it does revolve around the appointment of Brigadier Mokwel, which we have now dealt with. That was the systems and the capture. Those were the allegations.
So then it would be fair to say we hold these issues in abeyance until you have checked your investigation files and you see if, okay.
Absolutely.
I'm happy to do that.
I must check the evidence.
Yes.
And then come back with a conclusive answer, because what I base it on is in not just the briefings, but that in the briefings, this is the evidence that was presented in the way they present them to the ID. So I would satisfy myself.
All right, I'm happy to flag it until next time. Thank you, Advocate Johnson. Chair, I have a little bit of a crisis in that, yes.
Sorry.
It's not a question. Can I just correct something?
Absolutely, Commissioner.
I suspect that you understood what I was saying when I said if you're unable to find, to give a full explanation why you did not prosecute certain people and others for gratification, that I meant to say it would suggest selective prosecution decision and investigation. You understood
it that way.
Thank you.
Advocate Johnson, can I say this? Please keep it in mind for when you come back. My reading of PRECA is that gratification itself is not an offense. It is gratification in order to do something.
Or not
that
to
is
do.
the offense.
Yes.
Because gratification on its own, every time somebody gives you something, I mean, it's gratification, provided, of course, it falls within the definition. But it has to be linked to something that is going to be done, which is improper.
Correct, and or something that is not going to be done in order to benefit.
But there must be impropriety there. Because
Absolutely.
if something is being done as it should be done,
There's
then
no
it is
impropriety.
lawful. That can be an offense, and people can be charged with that.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Commissioners. Chair, it's obvious.
Yeah, I
we are
almost
not
said,
done.
when counsel said, until next time, I thought to myself, is next time not tomorrow? Sorry, we're all tired and one should have a light moment.
No, absolutely, no, nothing wrong in that. And I think I share in your hope, but it's just that, a hope. But the reality of the commission is, firstly, I've encroached on others' time. There's a standing program for Friday, so I doubt it will be Friday. But I think the best I can do is to request that Advocate Johnson's further testimony be stood down. As I understand it from the powers that be, I can't have Friday, I can't have tomorrow. It would be a question of to when. Thank you, Chair.
May we see counsel outside just now? We'll come back when we are ready to.
Sure,
Let's adjourn.
Thank you, Chair.